Dalion. Dark Falz Dalion. Where should I start? So, Dark Falz Dalion was released, and as some of y'all may have seen, we did clear it. Cleared it 15 times on day one. We still need 15 more to go for the title for the Master Queue, but we did do this. So, if first and foremost, let me say that if it always be in my streams whenever gameplay stuff like this happens, when you get a new boss, a new zone, gameplay area, when it's something heavily gameplay related, always just find my stream and just come to my stream, because I guarantee you I am explaining everything step by step. I'm giving you the rundown with everything. So when I talk on this here in this video, understand that there is a step-by-step 15 runs from my stream. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm actually doing this right after, so it's actually like really late right now. This is after the run. Like, this isn't like a fresh me. This is after the run. After pretty much I was running DFD for 7 to 8 hours straight. So understand that, okay? So just leaving that there. I may just upload a one or two or a whole a compilation video of just the runs themselves from the stream. I may just do that, so that way y'all can go in there and y'all can just pick it apart and see what's this. So Dark Falz Dalion is the new boss that we got, and let's say this guy is he's a difficult fight, only because of how unique the fight is. The thing is that the fight is like a waltz. It's like an elegant, beautiful waltz. It made me want to turn on some classical music. It made me want to just embrace the beautifulness of beauty, if you get what I'm saying. You know, in a weird way. Because, and when I say it's a waltz, it's because of the canon and the fight. Everything has to be just aligned. Everything just has to flow. So it consists of 3 phases. The first phase is going to be, you come in, he has 2 little arms by him. You're going to need to knock both of those arms out. Now after that, he's going to cover up the ground with some little laser beams, circle things. He's going to do it twice. And then you all go to the middle. He does it a third time. And then he goes into another phase where the 4 arms are around. Well, this is a sub phase. It's still part of phase 1. We'll call it a sub phase. Now, on this phase, each different arm in the square has different elements, okay? But that's really beyond the point. That's regardless of the point. You need to all split off and fight these one by one. Now, if you're asking, well, why can't we just group up on one and fight that? Why does everyone have to go solo it? If you do that, all the arms are sniping you. They have range attacks, and these range attacks hit the ground and then go boom. So the range attacks aren't just like pew, little small little bullets. No, the range attacks hit and do massive AoEs. So now imagine you're fighting one of it. Now you have 3 of these things coming from different directions, different corners, all shooting at you and all triggering AoEs. Not gonna work. So you have to go across, and everyone needs to solo, hold their own weights against these. So that's the big thing with that one. It's straightforward. Once you get the reps in, that's simply what phase 1 is. Then you go to the cannon phase. This is where it starts to get very tricky. I'm not sure if tricky is the word. This is just where it becomes a waltz. That's really the word. I was using that word all day, because that's what it was. It was a waltz. Pretty much the way that the cannons work is that you have to hold the cannon down, as in you have to keep attacking. Because the way the cannon works is that when you hold the cannon button down, your potency increases. So it will start off with little blue beams when you first start shooting. Then you'll notice that your beams turn into a yellow beam. At this point, your potency has doubled from what the cannons are producing. So pretty much the key of the fight is to keep attacking with the cannon, right? So when all these attacks are happening, you have to move gently, move swiftly, but keep attacking. So it's like a waltz. So you have to see the attacks coming. They come in layers. You see them coming. They come with the walls. You jump. You see them coming. You have to time your shift over one step, one step, one step. So it's just an elegant waltz, and it's really just a matter of getting the exposure to the fight and understanding how to waltz, how to dance, how to enjoy the dance floor. That's really what it's about. Now, basically on this here, the melee attacks for the cannon are the big hitters when you're able to get them. So in any situation such as downs or when they're close enough to you, there's certain key points where the arms are going to be close enough to you where you should be using the melee attacks. You should use the melee attacks and then go right back into holding that attack button down and continuing the waltz again. Now on the walls, remember that you can double jump over these. I didn't realize this until the tad bit into the first round. But you can double jump over these. So you can jump. That's the easy way to do it. It's actually kind of weird at first, but you get used to it. The whole fight, you get used to everything. Now, with these little arms that are there on phase 2, there's going to be crystals, and you're going to notice that you shoot in these crystals and they break. So pretty much what you're looking for here is that behind one of these little crystal walls, there's going to be a weak point. So the weak core, right? And then once you find that core, just you aim for that core. So you don't need to keep breaking the crystal ones. So you're playing a gamba. Where's the core at? Where's the core at? Now, periodically, there's going to be a middle little guy who spawns, a little purple dude who spawns in the middle. It's like it's like a water animal from like, it's like one of the little water element creatures from Genshin Impact or something like that. But like an evil version. And he comes up and he spawns there. You need to kind of kill this guy as quickly as possible. He's not difficult to kill. Not everyone even really needs to be attacking him. Some people can keep attacking the main mob. But either way, this guy needs to die. If he does not die, he'll do a big AoE blast. That's pretty much the equivalent of what you see at the end of the Dark Falz Aegis or MDFA fights. You know, the big blast, the area blast. He does that. Like I said, this guy doesn't. You can kill him fairly quickly, and when you do kill him, you will notice that you get a bullet stack. This will be in your sub palette. So you notice that you get these. These are little shotgun bullets, little super cannon bullets, so one shot. They can stack. So you can use these and they do damage. One good way to use these is on the shields when you're searching for the core, because they will break the shields very quickly. At some points, sometimes immediately. So that's what you want to do with the cannons there. Now there's going to be a few attacks where you can see the clear cut the lines. There's a couple attacks where it looks like there's no way you can dodge it, and pretty much this is all timing. Once again, I'm going to use that word waltz because it's a waltz. It's all timing, and the key thing is that you're doing these subtle movements and you're not panicking. You're letting it unfold. You're watching it. You're not panicking, and you're moving with the flow of it. You do a subtle movement to the left. You do a subtle movement to the right, all while you're attacking. You jump, so and so and so, and you know, pretty much you're going to do this. It's hard to like explain it without you just really seeing it and experiencing it. So that's why I'm saying to watch my streams, to watch the videos of the gameplay and of me going through it in real time. Going through it in real time is much more easier for you to understand because I'm going through it in real time. So you're watching it, you're seeing it, and I'm explaining it to you when it's happening, as it's happening. It's much more easy to comprehend, right? But you're going to do this. So remember, the big things there is that the melee attacks are your good damage, your bulk damage. So when you're able to melee attack. Don't try to force it, but when you're able to melee attack, you will know the times after you've done enough reps when you can melee attack. There will be open windows when the arms are close to you that you can melee attack, and then of course the downs, you will melee attack. That we're going to leave it at there because if I try to explain it even more, you'll just get confused. Just understand that everything's a waltz. Hold the attack button down. That's the key. You want to hold the attack button down. You want to keep that consistent damage. Otherwise, your potency resets on it, and then you have to, and then you're going back out. So you're constantly just low potency hitting with a cannon. If you're always dashing and taking your hand off of the attack button, right? Now, when phase 3 happens, phase 3 is pretty straightforward. It's pretty much just a DPS check for the most part. It's a little extra DPS check at the beginning, but then the very final thing is just a DPS check. He only has 3 attacks in this phase. Be careful when you go into this phase initially, when you go into phase 3 initially, because the camera is sometimes a little wonky, and he can start attacking and might try to catch you off guard. But pretty much he has 3 attacks in this phase. All are pretty, once you see them, they're pretty, you can't miss it. Big thing here is watching the body movements. You want to watch the body movements so you can know which attack he's doing. So he does one attack where this is going to be circles that appear on the ground, and he throws plasma balls. This is a fairly easy attack to dodge. All these are really. Then there's going to be one where he's going to swipe his arm from the right. If you're looking at the screen from the right. So you're looking at the screen, you're looking at the game, you're right. He's going to swipe his arm. Okay, now all these attacks do pretty good damage, of course. And then the third attack is a ground pound. So he's going to douche, douche, douche. It's a 3 counts. So 1, 2, douche. So that's it. So he's going to do these whenever he wants to. So it's not going to be in any specific order. Sometimes he'll do 2 back-to-back or whatever. But those are the only 3 attacks in phase 3. Now, of course, this sounds very simple when I'm explaining it to you. But, of course, if you have not seen it, it's not as easy if you have not seen it. Because it's all about getting those reps. It's all about getting the exposure to it. And everyone adapts at different rates, naturally. After you've done this, it's a DPS, then he gets knocked and he lays down, and just like any other Dark Falz where you punch him with the DPS. So that's the fight. I just summed that up. But like I said, nothing's going to help you more than watching the videos, my streams of me going over this in real time. Literally, we did this fight 15 times. It took us around, I guess, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours to clear it the first time. And then, of course, after that, after we cleared it the first time, we didn't fail it again. And so we cleared it 15 times. The title is 30 for the Master Cube, so we'll get those out on a different day because time constraints, people have lives and stuff like that. So all in all, Dark Falz Dalion is a very interesting and fun fight. Now, some people may not like the fight, and understandably so, because SEGA is throwing things at you that are different. But I think personally that it's a good thing because it shows that they can throw things at us that are different. And quite frankly, that's a good thing. That they can throw things at us that are different, that are unique. So, sure, we can always just have a fight where we fight the normal way. But having a fight like this is actually good because it's so unique in its own aspect and forces you to play the game and enjoy the game in a different way and utilize a different means of communication, a different means of patience or elegance, as I go back to that WALTZ word. So I think that some people won't like it because you're forced to use this cannon for so much of the fight, but I think it's actually a very interesting and good change for a fight. Now, should they keep doing fights like this? No, should everything be like this fight? No, of course not. But having fights like these that are different like these, I think is good. I think that's a very good and healthy for the game. So, having a good squad for this fight obviously helps out a lot. Running this in pubs, you already know how that usually goes with any new high-level content. This because it takes communication. So running it in pubs usually is not going to work very well for you. Of course, I would recommend a ranger. A ranger's always nice, but I don't know. You probably don't need one. Just kind of just it just really just depends on the team. Like I said, everyone's going to adapt at their own pace. So overall, all in all, the fight was very great. At preset skills are pretty much like 100%. So like you get an at preset skill level 1 like every time, which is actually pretty cool. That was actually very enjoyable for me to see those stack up. That was very enjoyable for me to see those stack up. So of course, when your art drops from that, you'll see Flugel guards dropping that as well. Of course, you'll see a way too many Neos Astrans, just way too many of them drop. But that's what you can expect from that, and of course, the Star of Souls and Foundias and stuff like that. So overall, all in all, I think the fight's pretty fun in that it's so unique, and that once you really, it really creates a scenario where um, you have to really learn and think and kind of and realize and capture this different way of approaching this, because it's not just your typical fight that we've had this whole time and everything else. It's completely different. It's the elegance of the waltz of it, I think, is actually beautiful. But naturally, it can surely upset people. But all in all, you still have to be geared for it, and you still have to be able to hold your own, especially in a solo scenario. I think that people who have done the time ascension quests, Kavaris specifically, but Kavaris and Redum, I say Kavaris because Kavaris actually requires you to kind of go off, and you have to go off and split solos at points in Kavaris to clear that one, past 10. However, Redum's the kind of the easier one. You can really kind of do Redum in groups of two. So, but I think that people who have done that and who are familiar with that will have an advantage, because they're used to kind of that coordination and running around and splitting off and having different duties, and then coming back and conjoining to to knock it out fully, right? So I think that would benefit people for sure. And all in all, it's a really fun experience. It was a really enjoyable experience going through the motions, going through, communicating with my teammates. It's the same squad that we run with everything. So the same squad that we did MDFA with on day one, all this is streamed, y'all. All this is streamed at my Twitch at Spikesy. All of it. So always remember that. And it's like you see something, it's like, oh, they're about to release this. Oh, I should go see if he's streaming that, because he probably is, because I am. Okay, because I am. So, and all day one. So, it was the same team. We run Gunner, Slayer, Waker, and Ranger is usually what we run. Sometimes we run double Slayer, depending on if it's necessary to have a Ranger or not. But that's usually what we run, because those are our classes that we play. Um, so it was an enjoyable experience, just communicating, being like, oh, okay, okay, I see this. I see this. Okay, what do you see? You see this? Okay, I see this. Okay, why don't we try this? Okay, let's try that. And we go and we try it, and it doesn't work out too well. So, okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, so what do you think? Okay, well, you want to try that? Okay, let's try this. And yeah. Okay, so we go in there, we try that. And so, okay, that worked kind of like this, but maybe we should switch it up like this and this. Or you do this time, and I'll do this. So let's switch swap. So. And that's exactly what the whole process was. And so eventually got to the process for our group that worked the way that it worked for our group. So just because it worked for our group does not mean it's going to work for everyone else's group. The way that we did it in a specific way in regards to the actual combat melee stages, the cannon stages. That's the same regardless. But in terms of the combat melee stages, like the initial opening stage, phase one, the way we did it was a benefit because of how we were playing, the classes that we were using, and the weapons that we were using, right? Speaking of weapons, Flugel Guard, as usual, very great weapon. Stop listening to all those people who tell you Flugel Guard's not good. Oh, the potential on that's so bad. Why would anyone want to use that? Because it helps the party. Imagine wanting to use a weapon that helps everybody. Now imagine why you have so much trouble doing stuff where you need multiple people. Because you don't want to think and encompass what everybody needs to do as a collective unit. Flugel Guard so tremendously. Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And I guess I'll try to post a video somewhere. So if I post it, it's going to be in the description, or it's going to be pinned somewhere on this thing. I don't know. But thank you very much, and it was very enjoyable. Hopefully this helps someone, because, you know, I can't help everyone. I can't play with all you. I can't go through that whole motion with everyone, because it's a motion. You know, we have to learn each other. We have to learn how to play with each other. We have to learn who's good at what, so and so. So I can't, you know, as much as I would like to just run it with everyone, I can't just realistically run it with everyone, and especially not knowing if, you know, you might not be geared or whatnot to be able to even really clear it or whatnot, you know, and then spending that time investment. So I hope that this video helps to allow me to help everyone in that regard to the best of my ability. So I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Holla.
PSO2 content.